Hey everybody, Myathe here again for another Pandaria beta video. Today I wanted to look over some Druid talents. I don't really play Druids all that much, to be honest, and my Druid is one of the tunes that I have on live that I'm always kind of reluctant to actually level. And that used to be my priest. Anyway, the first thing I noticed about Druids, of course, is that they have 4 specs now, rather than the 3 specs that the other classes have. In Pandaria, they get another extra spec. Which is kind of nice. The first one is balance. That's basically your Moonkin DPS spec with the moon and the sun mechanic. Feral is your cat spec, your DPS spec, once shared with the bear spec. Guardian is a separate tanking spec for bear form, and that uses rage and threat generation. And the last spec is restoration, which is the healing spec, where the tree form might be making a comeback, I hear. Okay, so I just wanted to go over some talents since they're the interesting choices in them, and talents are where the interesting choices come from. You just get all of the abilities that you normally get. And remember, it's a beta, so everything is subject to change. Now, the Tier 1 talents are Feline Swiftness, and that is going to increase all of your movement speed by 15%. Displacer Beast is kind of like a blink, and that goes into cat form. The one that I wanted to show off here for a second is Wild Charge, and that basically is probably the most useful. Most people will probably pick that one since it does a lot of different things in a lot of the different forms. And so I'm going to learn that, and then I'm going to show you how it works. Put it on my spell book. Right, so for Moonkin Spec, it seems to work a lot like Disengage for hunters, since you also can't use it in combat, so it won't let me use it up here because I'm not in combat. So let me go down to one of the training dummies, and we will go down there and check it out. Yeah, and I don't have 2 forms on my Druid here, so it will turn me back into a human or whatever. Which is kind of funny. Anyway, so we initiate some combat here. Use a wrath on it or something. And then we try to jump back, and of course there's something behind us. So let me move. And that's probably not a good spot here either. It has a pretty good cooldown, so just use it right again. And that wasn't a very good spot to use that either. So let me use this. Run around here for a second. Get a good spot to jump backwards from. So use that. And that's how far back you go. Now, in travel form, you can get a quick leap ahead of you, and it works kind of like the Goblin rocket jump here. Kind of weird to use it in stag form, by the way. In cat form, you don't have to be in stealth, and it gives you a nice pounce behind the target and stuns them for a few seconds. You can use it from all the way back here, actually, which is pretty nice. In bear form, it's kind of like the charge ability that warriors have, and it gives a 4-second stun. Let it cool down here. There you go. Now, you can use it in a non-druid animal form, and it basically will allow you to fly to a nearby ally, which has a 25-yard range, and it even gives you these little wings or whatever. I didn't actually use that because here I am messing with all the other forms. The last one is the aquatic form, Wild Charge, and that's basically 150% swim speed for 5 seconds. And I'm going to try to go down into the canals, and horribly lagging. See, I just did aquatic form, but it did not even come on. there it goes, and then I'm like, oh, okay. Anyway, 5 seconds. Faster swim speed. Not all that interesting, unless you're, you know, always using aquatic form. Anyway, the tier 2 talents are Nature Swiftness, which is an instant cast on some spells, Renewal, which is basically like a healing spell, and Cenarian Ward, which heals you if you're taking damage. I guess that really only works if you're in combat. But that one has a bunch of different spells. The Nature Swiftness has a bunch of different spells that will give you an instant cast on. And I'm going to learn Cenarian Ward, because I wanted to see if it worked. Yeah, let's find it here. I went right past it, didn't I? There it is. See if it has any interesting little graphics with it. A little. No, it only works if you're taking damage. So I'm full of health and nothing's really happening, so... Let's see... It probably doesn't work if you're taking falling damage. So that's out of the question there. Let's see. The tier 3 talents that they have is Fairy Swarm, which is basically like Fairy Fire with a slowdown effect. Mass Entanglement, which basically your entanglement or your roots jump from player to player. And then of course there's Typhoon, which is your basic knockback. And it has a new special effect on it, so I'm going to go ahead and learn that one. Typhoon. Put that in my spellbook. There it is. Put that in my Moonkin form. There. You didn't get a very good view of that, but whatever. And the tier 4 talents at level 60 is Soul of the Forest, which has a lot of different things depending on your spec. Incarnation, which gives you different new form depending on your spec. And Force of Nature, which is basically your 3 trans. And I'm going to learn Incarnation because I want to show you this awesome Moonkin. I don't even know how to describe this other than Super Moonkin form. It's pretty cool. I really want to get a look at the other things, and they say that they might have a completely different form for this particular spell eventually. But right now you just get Super Moonkin. Yeah, he's huge. Don't even know how that would look like in a battleground or in a instance or a raid or something, because you'd be as big as a boss or something. It's really, really weird looking, very imposing, and that doesn't sound very imposing. Yeah, and it only lasts for about 30 seconds. So the tier 5 talents are Disorienting Roar, Ursul's Vortex, which basically pulls things into a vortex that you create, and Mighty Rush, which is a talent that you run at something and it turns you into a bear. Yeah. So I'm going to learn Ursul's Vortex here and show you how that works. Put that in my spellbook. Basically, if anything goes near it, it'll be drawn to the middle of that vortex, and it won't be able to get out. I think there's some other things about it, but I'm not going to read that right now. I just wanted to show you the spell effect. Looks pretty cool. Looks like a little tornado. So that's what that looks like. Okay, and I just wanted to show off some of the other things.
Cheers!
Right there. Anyway, some of the other fun bugs that are in the game right now. Basically, I think all the races have Pandaria language for some reason. There's an account-wide features still are kind of buggy because mounts are disappearing, but if you log out and then log back in, they'll come back on. And I used Shadow Step in that particular instance, and weird things happened. Some new features you might have missed. The loot rolls. Basically, it shows you who won what roll, and also who rolled what on each roll, which is kind of useful, little informational thing there. There's a new model for the Shaw of Doubt, and that's pretty much everything that I noticed. Thanks for watching this video. I hope to be making a lot more videos with actual video in them. Go ahead and subscribe for more. I'm going to try to make some Minecraft videos. I'm going to do more of my Legend of Zelda Heroic mode, and more Myst of Pandaria beta videos. Go ahead and comment and let me know what else you want to see. Thanks for watching.